Exercise 23 from Law, Judges and Judiciary. Words are 840 and speed will be 120 word per minute. Let's start, guys. Sir, one of the most promising areas for international cooperation is in the regions of eastern India and Bangladesh, where alternating periods of drought and flood cut cruelly into food production. Several hundred million people live in this area. They happen to be citizens of India, Bangladesh, and Nepal, but they are also citizens of the global community, and the global community has a stake in ensuring that their needs are met. Great progress has already been made in resolving water questions, and we are prepared to give our support when the regional states request a study that will design how the international community, in cooperation with the nations of South Asia, can help the peoples of this region to use water from the rivers and the mountains to achieve the productivity that is inherent in the land and its people. Sustained economic growth requires a strong base in energy as well as in agriculture. Energy is a serious problem in both our countries, for both of us import oil at levels that can threaten our economic health and expose us to danger if supplies are interrupted. American firms are already working with Indians in developing the oil producing area of the source near Mumbai. We also have a long record of cooperation in the development of nuclear power, another important element of India's energy plans. I hope that our work together will continue in this field as well. Additionally, we stand ready to work with you in developing renewable energy resources, especially solar energy. Active cooperation in this area could be of enormous help to both our countries. There is no shortage of sunlight in India, and the lack of a massive existing infrastructure tied to fossil fuel use will make the application of solar and solar related energy vastly rise here than it will be in my country. Moreover, the inherently decentralized nature of solar energy makes it ideal as a complement to our government's stress on development self-reliant villages and communities. With adequate energy and engineering applied to the use of existing land resources, potential gains in agricultural productivity will also greatly enhanced. The silent void of space may seem remote from these challenges, but the intricate electronics of a space satellite can be as useful to earth-bound farmers as a new plow. The Indian and American governments will tomorrow exchange diplomatic notes confirming their programs. We share many common problems. We also share an obligation to advance human rights, not by interfering in the affairs of other nations, not by trying to deny other nations the right to choose their own political or social system, but by speaking the truth as we see it and by providing an admirable example of what democracy can mean and what it can accomplish. The danger of war threatens everyone, and the United States is trying to help reduce that danger in the SALT negotiations with the Russia in talks aimed at a comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty in our own policy of restraint on conventional arms transfers. We are also working hard to restrict the proliferation of nuclear explosives. We are seeking to help the process of peace in Africa and the Middle East, and we are taking steps to forestall great power rivalry in the Indian Ocean. India is pledged to peaceful cooperation with your neighbors, and India is an important part of almost any United Nations peacekeeping force, is a present and frequent member of the Security Council and has been in the forefront of campaigns against colonialism. More and more, we find ourselves working together toward our common goals: democracy, human development, social justice, and peace. I believe that such is the commonality of our fundamental values that your motto could be ours, and perhaps ours could be yours. Motto could be ours, and perhaps ours could be yours. Our nations share the common goals of peace in the world and human development in our own societies, and we share as well have the conviction that the means we employ to reach these goals must be as much in keeping with the principles of freedom, human dignity, and social justice as are the goals themselves. This idea of belief is as strong a tie as there can be between two nations. The values that Indians and Americans share have deeply affected my own life. I come to you as a national leader in the hope that my visit will mark a new and higher stage in the steadily improving relations between our two countries. But in a more personal sense, I come as a pilgrim. This morning, I had the honor of laying a wreath on the memorial to Mahatma Gandhi. In that sacred place, I recalled new ways in which Gandhi's teachings have touched the lives of people in my country. There may be some differences between yours and ours. We are moving along the path of democracy toward a common goal of human development. I know I speak for all American when I say that I am grateful that we travel the road together. Stop. So practice it well. Have a good day.